butter my biscuit, Dolly here, switchboards, L-E-T. We got stories backed up. Today's theme is Am I the Asshole? And honey, these folks are coming in hot with their life choices. We got 5 calls queued up, and the celebrities are already warming up their opinions. Let's get to it, darling. First up, we got a 19-year-old girl who's been secretly hiding her savings from her mama and auntie, and now the whole family's having a meltdown over it. This one's got Texas written all over it. Let me get Hank on the line for this one.
Hank Hill speaking.
Hank, sugar, I got a young lady whose whole family drama just fell right out of the dryer. She's been hiding money from her kin, and they are not happy about it. You want the full story?
Go ahead and put it through, Dolly. I tell you what, money trouble in a family is never pretty. All right, so here's what I'm understanding. This young gal, 19 years old, grew up pretty dang poor. Mama, auntie, grandma, all in the same boat. Money tight as a rusted bolt. She goes off to university, starts getting student loan money, and suddenly she's the family piggy bank. Sweet Lord. That reminds me of when Dale borrowed my good propane hose and then had the nerve to ask to borrow my truck. You give an inch. Some folks take the whole dadgum hardware store. So she moves out at 18 on account of the stress, gets herself a little part-time job, starts saving up for a house deposit like a responsible young person. Then her mama goes and maxes out every credit card she owns, and this girl empties her whole savings to bail her out. $200 here, $200 there to the aunt too. Now hold on just a dadgum minute. I raised Bobby to understand that $1 saved is $1 earned, and you don't go spending your emergency fund on somebody else's lifestyle choices. This gal worked hard for that money. That ain't charity, that's surrender. So her grandma, bless her heart, sits her down and says, honey, keep your savings quiet. So for 6 months the girl still helps out, just tells them she can only spare smaller amounts. Which, I mean, she is still helping. She didn't just walk away. That's the kind of quiet dignity I can respect. In Arlen, we don't go talking about what's in our wallets. That's between you, your bank, and the good Lord. But then the aunt is helping her with something on her laptop, and wouldn't you know it, a bank statement is just sitting right there on the screen. Aunt sees the number, blows her top, calls the mama. Now both of them are giving this girl the cold shoulder, saying she turned her back on family. Dadgummit, that is the exact kind of thing that happens when you leave your financial business open on a computer. I keep my propane invoices in a locked filing cabinet. Personal business is personal business. Now the girl's feeling guilty, asking if she's selfish for wanting to spend a little on herself, get a tattoo, go out once in a while they're still in debt. And the mama's argument is that if she can afford a night out, she can afford to fix their situation. Again, that boy, well, that girl, she ain't the problem here. The problem is the mama and the aunt are treating her savings account like it's a community. Well, they got rights to. Now listen here. This girl is not the asshole, not even close. She already emptied her savings once. And what happened? They burned right through it and ended up in the same hole. You don't keep refueling a truck with a cracked engine block. It's just gonna leak right back out. The mama needs to sit down with a real budget like a ledger, on paper, the way Peggy keeps our household accounts, and figure out why her credit cards keep maxing out. 19 years old should not be the financial backbone of a grown woman's choices. That ain't right. And hiding what you saved, that ain't lying. That's called survival. I tell you what, Bobby tries something like borrowing his college money before he even gets to college. I'd send him to work at Strickland Propane before sundown. Clean burning. No drama. That's how you build a future. You keep saving, young lady. And maybe next time, close your dadgum browser tabs.
Hank always finds a way to bring it back to propane, bless him. All right, next call is a spicy one. We got a pregnant woman's husband who keeps leaving her alone for weeks to go care for his sick best friend. Let me get Gordon on the line, because, honey, this one needs some heat.
Gordon here. What is it?
Gordon, darling, I got a situation that involves a husband who can't seem to figure out where his priorities belong. 7 months pregnant wife, 2 toddlers, and he keeps disappearing for weeks at a time. Give it a good look, sugar.
Right, set it up. I'm listening. So this woman's sister is 7 months pregnant, yeah? 3rd child, difficult pregnancy. 2 toddlers already running circles around the house. The husband's best mate has entered the late stage of a serious neurological illness, needs around-the-clock physical care. Big lad, over 6 feet, and the wife of the sick friend asked the brother-in-law to come help lift and assist. I understand loyalty to a friend. I do. In my kitchen, if a chef goes down, you rally. But you don't abandon your station entirely. You don't leave the kitchen on fire to go fix someone else's stove. The husband starts disappearing for weeks. Weeks. Not an afternoon, not a weekend. 3 weeks at a stretch, gone, leaving a heavily pregnant woman completely alone. No family nearby. They're all abroad. She's got a sick toddler. She hasn't slept. She's in physical agony. And he just, checked out. That is a souffle collapsing in slow motion, and he is watching from another restaurant. You do not walk away from a dish mid-service. You do not. Bloody hell. The sister-in-law calls the husband and goes off on him. Tells him his wife is drowning. Get home. Sort it out. The husband snaps back, calls it abandonment to even suggest he come home. Then the in-laws pile on, calling the pregnant woman weak and selfish, saying she's already been through 2 pregnancies, so she should just manage. Oh, for God's sake, that is like telling a chef who's been on a double shift for 12 hours that they should be fine because they cooked yesterday too. You absolute donkeys. And now everyone is turning on the sister-in-law who spoke up, saying she instigated the whole thing. The sick friend does have a wife, does have professional nurses coming in. There is a support system there. It's not like the man is the only lifeline. There was a middle ground available, and nobody bothered to look for it. The brother-in-law had a workable recipe right in front of him. Weekend visits, scheduled trips, communication. Instead, he just threw the whole dish in the bin and ordered takeaway for 3 weeks. Muppet. Right, here is my verdict, and listen carefully because I'm only saying this once. The sister-in-law is not the asshole. She did what any competent person does when a dish is burning. She called it out. The husband had a classic overcommitment problem, which in my kitchen I call the hero chef complex. You want so badly to be the one who saves everything that you forget you already have a kitchen on fire at home. His friend needed him, yes, but his wife needed him more urgently, and she had less backup. The friend had nurses, had a spouse, had a system. The pregnant woman had nobody. You cannot Michelin star your loyalty to one person and serve your own family a completely raw, unseasoned plate of nothing. That's not noble. That's just bad cooking. And to the in-laws calling a 7-month pregnant woman weak, I've seen things come out of Hell's Kitchen more impressive than your empathy. Piss off.
Gordon never does disappoint, does he? All right, next one is a little more mysterious, Sugar. We got a hairdresser who just realized her regular client is married to her ex-boyfriend, and honey, there are some details about that ex that'll make your hair curl. Let me get Snoop on the line for this one.
Uncle Snoop here. What's cracking?
Snoop, baby, I got a hairdresser situation that has got more layers than a good blowout. Ex-boyfriend, a new wife who doesn't know, and some real unsettling details about how things ended. You ready, darling?
Slide it through, Dolly. Uncle Snoop's got ears in time. All right, so we got this young lady, 28. She works at a hair salon. New client comes in, real sweet woman. And right away she mentions her daughter has the same name as the hairdresser, which is apparently a rare old-fashioned name. All right, little coincidence, no biggie. Then over a few visits, the client starts dropping details about her husband. Same university, same general vibe. Nah, hold up. The universe already started laying down breadcrumbs and nobody picked them up yet. That's not coincidence, nephew. That's the cosmos clearing its throat. Then the client comes in one day with vacation photos on her phone, shows them to the hairdresser, and there he is, the ex, clear as day. The hairdresser recognizes him immediately but doesn't say a word, just finishes the hair, keeps it smooth. Now she's sitting on this information like it's a hot brick. That's a real cold water in the face moment right there. Because your scissors are in this woman's hair and your whole past just walked into the salon through the back door. That's a vibe shift you cannot prepare for. Now here's where it gets real layered. The ex and the hairdresser ended things BAD. We're talking he put her out of his car in the middle of the night, blocks from her place. And the man had a drinking situation. Not violent, she says, but not good either. And then on top of all that, this dude and his wife named their daughter the same rare name as the ex he left out on the street. Big karma energy right there, nephew. That man is out here carrying around the name of who he wronged and put it on his own child. The universe got a receipt for that one, and it has been aging like fine wine in a warm garage. The hairdresser decides she's not going to tell the wife. She's not going to blow up somebody's marriage over information that may not even change anything. But she also knows she can't keep doing this woman's hair every few weeks knowing what she knows. So she decides to quietly drop her as a client and move on. That right there is wisdom with a capital W, cuz she chose her peace over her drama. That's a frequency upgrade. See, here's what I know about situations like this one, nephew. The universe put these two women in the same chair for a reason, but it wasn't necessarily to blow everything up. Sometimes the lesson is just about you recognizing your own healing. This hairdresser found out her ex moved on, named his baby after the woman he did wrong, and is out here living his life. That could have been painful. Instead, she used it as information and made a clean exit. That's not running from the smoke. That's choosing not to start a fire. She don't owe that wife the story. She don't owe the ex any confrontation. What she owes is herself a peaceful workspace and a clientele that doesn't carry ghost energy. She made the right call. Dropping her was the most loving thing she could do for everybody in that triangle, including herself. Karma already got eyes on that man, and it ain't gonna need her help. She kept her scissors clean and her energy cleaner. That's how you do it for Shizzle.
Snoop always brings the zen, honey. Now this next one is a sweet one, but it got a little complicated. A stepmama just tried to do something beautiful for her stepdaughter's graduation and got caught in the middle of some mama bear territory. Let me ring up Dom for this one.
Yeah, Dolly. Dolly.
Dom Sugar, I got a story about a woman who stepped up for her stepdaughter and got burned for it by the bio mama. It's a family thing, so I figured you'd have thoughts.
Family always has my attention. Talk. So there's a girl, 17, graduating high school with honors, half Navajo, half Guatemalan. She wants to wear a traditional Navajo dress for her graduation. Had it arranged to borrow one from her aunt on her mama's side. Then some family drama happened and that fell through. The stepmama hears about this and immediately asks, can we just buy her one? That right there, that's family. You see a problem, you fix it. No hesitation. That's the code. The dress costs around $500 or $600. Stepmama had already planned to get the girl a fancy necklace for graduation. She just redirected, said forget the jewelry, let's get what she actually wants. Then she planned a whole road trip, 3 hours out, so the girl could try the dress on in person. And she specifically asked the bio mama to come along, invited her into the moment. She left a seat in the car for the mother. You always leave a seat. That's not overstepping. That's respect. Day of the trip, the bio mama doesn't show. Stepmama sends the husband to go get her anyway. When he gets there, the bio mama says, buying that dress is supposed to be her moment, not the stepmama's. So instead of getting in the car, she starts a screaming match. The daughter ends up calling the stepmama in tears. The whole day starts to fall apart. She turned a road trip into a wreck. And the only person in that wreck who didn't deserve to be there was the daughter. That ain't family. That's ego with a seatbelt. The stepmama handles it clean. Next day, she has the girl call her mama, puts it on speaker so everything's honest and in the open. Says she wanted the mama involved the whole time. Offers to let the mama buy the dress herself, if that's what she wants. They work out a deal. Mama buys the moccasins and the jewelry. Stepmama buys the dress. They all go together. The girl gets what she wanted. They cross the finish line. Together. That's all that mattered. Here's what I know. Family isn't always blood. Sometimes family is the person who shows up when the plan falls apart and says, we're going to fix this. The stepmama didn't try to replace the mother. She tried to make sure the daughter had her moment no matter what. That's not overstepping. That's love with no agenda. The bio mama felt threatened because someone else was willing to carry something she couldn't reach for right then. But threatening the driver doesn't move the car forward. It just stalls everyone. The daughter needed the dress. She got the dress. The stepmama drove that road right. And the bio mama's still angry at the finish line, looking at a trophy she almost kept the girl from having. That's a blown gasket moment. And it came from pride, not love. The stepmama is not the asshole. She drove for the girl. That's all you ever need to do.
Dom always makes me want to call my whole family, I swear. All right, Sugar, last call of the day, and it is a good one. We got a young woman whose best friend keeps canceling their craft nights and then lying about why, and I mean lying to her face, darling. Let me get Chuck on the line for this one.
Norris.
Chuck, I got a friendship that's been falling apart one craft night at a time. Girl keeps getting stood up, lied to, and then told she's the problem for being upset about it. I think you'll have some thoughts.
I'm listening. a woman and her best friend of 3 years. About a year ago, the friend got a boyfriend. Since then, the friend has been consistently canceling plans, bringing the boyfriend along uninvited, or simply making every hangout a group event. The two women used to have real one-on-one time. That stopped. The woman started getting maybe one solo hangout every few weeks, and even then the friend spends half of it texting the boyfriend. Chuck Norris doesn't cancel plans. Plans cancel themselves out of shame when they consider disappointing Chuck Norris. The woman planned a craft night, bought wine, bought supplies, headed home, got a text from the friend saying she didn't feel well and had to bail. Understandable. Things happen. So instead of letting the supplies go to waste, the woman did the craft night with her own boyfriend. Later that night, it came out that the friend wasn't sick at all. She was home watching movies with her boyfriend. Chuck Norris doesn't get lied to. Lies confess themselves to Chuck Norris voluntarily to avoid the alternative. A month passes. The friend asks to redo the craft night she missed. Date is set. The woman buys wine again. Buys supplies again. Gets all set up. 20 minutes before the friend is supposed to arrive. Another text. This time her back hurts too much to come. And again that same evening, the friend's boyfriend accidentally reveals they are actually going out that night. 2 lies. 2 craft nights. The woman does the second one with her boyfriend again. Chuck Norris once waited for a friend who canceled. The friend spontaneously apologized 3 years later, just from the pressure of Chuck's patience. Now the friend asks about a third craft night. The woman says she would rather not because she doesn't want to buy supplies for something the friend clearly has no intention of attending. The friend's response is that it shouldn't matter because the woman just does the crafts with her boyfriend anyway. So the friend thinks she has caused no harm because the supplies were used. Chuck Norris understands that the point was never the craft. Chuck Norris has feelings. They are just very, very patient. The woman tried to explain that it is about respect, not wasted supplies. The friend did not accept this. The friend believes she did nothing wrong because the activity still happened. The woman is now questioning whether she is the asshole for refusing to set up a third craft night. Chuck Norris has been lied to 0 times in his life. Because lying to Chuck Norris requires a level of courage that simply does not exist in the human body. The woman is not the asshole. The friend lied. Twice. On purpose. She was not sick. Her back did not hurt. She chose her boyfriend, which is her right, but she lied about why, which is not. Chuck Norris does not lie about his plans. Chuck Norris once canceled on someone, and then immediately showed up anyway, because the truth was easier. The issue here is not the boyfriend. It is not the craft supplies. It is that this friend looked her best friend in the eye, through a text message, and chose deception over a simple, honest conversation. If you cannot tell your best friend you would rather stay home with your partner, you do not have a best friend. You have an audience you are performing friendship for. Chuck Norris has one rule about loyalty: show up or say why. This friend did neither. The woman should put the wine away and wait for someone worth opening it with. Chuck Norris once crafted alone. The craft won a national award. Solitude has its advantages.
Well, honey, that is a wrap on today's switchboard. 5 calls, 5 verdicts, and not a single dull moment in the bunch. We had family money drama, a husband with his priorities scrambled, a ghost from the past sitting in the salon chair, a stepmama who just wanted to do right, and a friendship running on fumes and fibs. I tell you what, these celebrities earn their keep. Request lines open, Sweet Pea. Drop a name in the comments. 100 votes, and I'll dial 'em up next.